Today we're talking about consent. So many of you wrote in amazing questions about consent and how you wish you had really learned the importance and how to request it and how to communicate about it. And today I want to take it even further. So we're going beyond the idea of consent and talking about two really important concepts. One is embodied consent and the second is enthusiastic consent. They're slightly differentiated but super important. Embodied consent is not just the consent you feel in your mind, like the yes you feel in your mind that you verbalize, but it's actually checking in with different parts of your body and your heart. So you actually check in like, do I have a yes in my body? And do I have a yes in my heart? Those are the three spaces: my mind, my heart, my body. And if you have emotional and you have physical and you have mental consent, then you have something that is called embodied consent, which means you're aligned all the way through. And there's not going to be a variance in how you feel after a sexual experience. The second piece is enthusiastic consent, which I think is the most important part of consent that we don't talk about. And this is when you actually feel like a fuck yes to something. And if you're in a kind of mode where you're like, I'm not sure or I'm not certain about that, you can ask yourself two things. What would make it feel like a fuck yes? Or if it's not a fuck yes at all, it's a no. And that's a clear way to delineate your no between your yes, because especially when it comes to sex, it can get really muddy. So checking in with like, do I feel enthusiastic and excited about this experience that I'm about to have?